Yo, y'all can't see, but I can see what you about to see. Welcome to Painting with Chuck Lee.
Yes! I did like that one better.
Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Yo, Nikisha, thanks for that intro. Love her to death. And she is the one that we are doing this painting for. So I sent a message to good friends of mine and I let them know that I was doing a Bob Marley jump. And she was like, mine, just off rip. She wanted it. She was like, this is mine. And I was up to like, well, I didn't even tell you how much it cost or any of that stuff. And she did not care. She was up there like, this is my painting. So what was just going to be a painting that I did turn into a commission, and we love commissions, especially when it's for somebody so dear. Love Nikisha to death. This girl is straight up like a sister to me. I love her so much. She has been one of the best friends that I could ever ask for in this life. Music's mine, and without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright guys, so before I get into talking about Bob, I just wanted to thank everybody for coming out to the DIY festival. That was such a good fun time, and I got some video footage from the DIY festival that I'll eventually make into a YouTube video. Anyway, I wanted to get into a couple of facts about Bob that you might not have known or you might know, but wanted to talk about him a little bit. Some may not know that he had like 20 kids. That is nuts to me. Also, some of the people that covered his music, it was crazy how many people were influenced by his music. I mean, we know about the Fugees doing a cover, but you might not know that Johnny Cash did a cover of Bob Marley's music as well. He also toured with Bruce Springsteen, who ended up ripping off a bunch of his stuff too. He's like, why are you trying to steal my stuff? This is my Bruce Springsteen. I was like, I like it. I need it in my life. Also, some music facts that astonished me was Exodus, one of my favorite Bob Marley tracks. Like, I love that track. Like, Exodus, Movement of Japi. That's my jam right there. That was on the Billboard charts for over a year. Like, you have no idea how hard that is. Another fun fact about another musician that I really love, Michael Jackson, his album Thriller, every track on that album was a Billboard #1 except for one track. I mean, these guys are legends for a reason, and Bob Marley is no different. I'm so influenced by his music every day. I love to bump his music. When Nikisha was over, we even threw the record on. Really great stuff. Alright guys, so around this part we're getting into when I'm working on the hands. So I didn't want to go too hyper realistic with this whole thing, like again with the Malcolm X painting and the Brian painting before that. I understand that sometimes art is the illusion of detail, but I did spend a little bit extra time on the hands just because it's a focal point of the painting. His face and his hands, you see that, and I wanted to spend a little more time on that. You'll notice into the painting that it starts losing detail the more that you go out, like with his, like some parts of his hair and some parts of his shirt. It's not as detailed as the hand or like parts of his face are. Great time doing that part though. I really enjoyed doing these hands. There was a whole lot of contrast in my original reference that made the hands, you know, a lot of fun to do. Another fun fact about Bob that you might not have known is his final words. His final words were to his son Ziggy, and it was, "Money can't buy you life." And I really love that. You know, so many of us, you know, we'd say that, you know, we understand that money isn't everything and whatnot, but through his music and through his legacy, he really spoke on that, and that touches me very deeply because I feel the same way. You know, my meaning of life is a lot of the times the interactions that we have with others, and just putting out as much love and peace into this world as you can. And you know, like Bob, I didn't come from that. You know, there was a part of me in my younger years that was a somewhat of soul, and he was too. He was a street fighter back in the day, and he was a pretty good one too. He had the nickname Tough Gong, and later on in life, as a man of peace, he would end up naming his record label that, and that spoke to me too, because you can come from being the fighter and still being a fighter, but a fighter for peace and a fighter for love, and that spoke to me so much. Bob died at 36 from skin cancer, and it was a real shame, because it was just in his toe, and his beliefs in his religion, you know, just told him not to amputate, and we lost quite the man from that. Alright guys, so rarely do I keep the part in where I'm showing me going online and looking up comic book strips or newspaper articles and whatnot, but I wanted to bust out the slider and get some full shots of the office. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. I think it made for a really cool shot, seeing back and forth, going to the computer or back to the painting and whatnot, and I thought it looked really cool. Around this part I had every intention to go back in and do another layer as well, but I ended up not doing that. I didn't want to, one, I didn't want to mess up the painting, and then two, I just thought that it looked good the way it was. Plus, once I add the varnish to it, I think that it's gonna look really good as a completed, cohesive piece. But yeah, as we wrap up this thing, I'm going ahead and doing my thing with adding the lettering the same way that I did for the Malcolm X joint, and I think I'm gonna do the same with a Lauryn Hill joint and a Sade joint coming up. We'll see though, but yeah, this end part was just great. I had this painting on display at the DIY, and it wasn't finished yet. It was about like where it is right now, but I feel like these last little touches really brought this painting to life. And with that, guys, that's going to be another video done. Such a fun painting. And Nikisha, thank you again for, you know, I didn't even finish the painting, and you knew that you wanted it, and thanks for having that faith in me, and as well as just being the best friend that person can ask for. She is just a wonderful human being. So many hugs, and I love this girl so much. She works with my sister, and my sister is starting to learn that she's like a sister to us all now. She worked with my other sister Jennifer too in the past, and it's family. Kaitie and I love you so much, Nikisha, and for all of you guys that came out, thanks again for coming out for another video. I'll catch you next week for some more sweet stuff.
Yo, wagwan my youths, wagwan. Welcome to Painting with Chuck Lee.
Perfect.